Last week, during day 2 of the Pro Roughstock World's Toughest Duel in the Dirt in Louisville, Kentucky, bareback rider Brian Bain rolled to an 87 on Black Diamond on his way to a second straight head-to-head showdown. He'll be up against one of the world's best, former PRS champion Stephen Peoples. In bull riding, it's a showdown between the PRS and world's toughest as Dustin Bowen duels with Freeman Yoder, and in saddle bronc riding, Salina champion Terrell Smith will ride for another buckle in a winner-take-all with Louisiana rider Heath DeMoss. Buckle up and settle in. It's the final round of the final day of the Duel in the Dirt from the National FFA Convention in Louisville, Kentucky. Welcome to a sold-out Broadbent Arena at the Kentucky Expo Center here in Louisville. Just a stone's throw from here is one of the country's most famous sports venues, displaying beauty and athleticism of the thoroughbred racehorse, Churchill Downs. Well, tonight at Broadbent Arena, we'll showcase some of the country's top livestock with a different mission. Instead of running the mile and a quarter, they're bucking for 8 seconds. But the power and majesty of the animal is no less spectacular. Hello, everybody. I'm Justin McKee, and joining me is the amazing racer himself, Cord McCoy, and a world champion bareback rider, Kelly Timberman. And Kelly, this has been an extraordinary event. We're getting ready to go to the final Wrangler showdown round and crown some champions.
Yeah, we've had a great time being here in Louisville, Kentucky with World's Toughest in conjunction with the National FFA Convention. Dave Moorhead and Three Hills have brought us a high caliber of bucking stock, and we've met a great group of talented athletes, World's Toughest. And the fans, let's talk about these FFA fans. They've been standing and screaming the whole time, nonstop action, just wanting more.
And Cord, in the bull riding, there's a couple of guys that can really jump up in the standings with good performances here. They're on the outside looking in.
Well, you know, those bulls, they can't read those letters, but we can. The ranked 13th bull rider in World's Toughest, Freeman Yoder, is in the championship round tonight. And we have one of our own, the Pro Roughstock Series, Dustin Bowen, ranked 14th in there. Those guys are matched up with some great bulls tonight. One of the bulls, they were 91 points to win first on, but the other one was ranked, we watched him buck, Dave Samsoloff. It's going to be a heck of a bull ride.
2 riders in each discipline, high score wins, sudden death, showdown round, here we go. But first, guys, let's rewind the video and see how we got here. In the long go round, guys, let's review how the 2 guys ended up on top. On last week's show, Caleb Bennett of Morgan, Utah had Cowboy Classic.
Oh, what a nice horse out across there. Caleb opened up. That horse was real droppy, wanted to rip him over that front end, and you could see it just cost him at the end. He took that rigging away from him, come away from his hand, and just wanted to whip him over that shoulder. But man, what a good ride.
85 points, good score too, but the scores would get bigger and he would get left out of the final 2. As we show you now, Tyler Waltz of Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania, on a horse called Fooler.
Boy, this guy really impresses me. He wants to win. He's spurring when the horse isn't even bucking, but the style that he's got, the toes turned out, ripping him up to his rigging handle, the direction change of the horse. I mean, this is what we want to look at, an aggressive, good quality bareback ride. Probably didn't have the best horse in the pen, but dang sure got everything he could out of the ride.
86.5 for Tyler Waltz, and then it was up to 2 traveling partners to see what they could do. From
Bain Train.
Yeah, the Bain Train. And Brian Bain on Black Diamond.
Yeah, B-Money, good start right out there, then uses his body and his feet to stall that horse out in one spot and just took advantage of it. You know, right there, 90% of this score is going to come in the ride. You got to have the dancing partner, but a guy this caliber just makes that horse that much better. And he really did. I mean, he utilized this horse to be the very best the horse could be. And, you know, understanding what he can do with that body, jumped up there, 87 points. What a good bareback ride.
These guys are stepping it up. I mean, if you're going to get any money here, you better open up and go to town 110%, or you're going to get left behind.
Feather Duster, this is a horse Brian Bain won the first round on a week ago. His travel partner, Stephen Peoples, comes in. half a point better. 90 points, half a point better.
Well, I know in the showdown all the money's going to Redmond either way.
I'm gonna be poking him in the ribs and bragging all the time. Hey, I was a half a point better. I was a half a point better. Remember that one time I was 90 and you was 89 and a half?
Well, it all boils down to who's going to have the high score in this Wrangler Championship round between the Redmond, Oregon Riders, Brian Bain and Stephen Peoples. So here we are. Brian Bain has drawn a horse called Mississippi Queen. Stephen Peoples got Dire Straits, and it's on.
Well, that horse really blew out of there, kind of come down the gate on him a little bit. And, you know, sometimes it's a little bit hard to get a good start, but that horse just kind of squirted out after about the fourth jump and really didn't want to stay hooked.
You just get so used to watching Brian just be flawless every week, so it's almost unusual to see him have a little trouble there at the end.
That's a little horse, kind of rapid, sporadic on the bucking pattern, and for a big, tall, lengthy guy like that, it's, you know, a horse to track like that is hard for anybody, and for him, he stepped up and look at him, he's going, whew, thank God that's over, 85.5 points.
Now, remember last week he took over the season lead for the years. We go to the number 10 rider in the world, Stephen Peoples, the 2012 PRS World Champion.
Oh, completely different horse. Still wanted to run him down the gate a little bit, but give him an opportunity to really show off that spurring style. And, you know, that horse kind of cut out towards the end too, but, you know, when you look at the two rides together, a lot better animal in conjunction with what Brian had, and gave Stephen Peoples a chance to really put a great spur
Kelly,
right
as
on.
a judge, where do you dock that? I mean, both feet all the way to the rigging.
And, you know, we talked about you've got to stay up there when your horse starts to weaken, and he just kept aggressive all the way through.
Monster score, 91.5 for Stephen Peoples. He's had now 23 outs, and he's never bucked off on the Pro Rough Stock Series, and that should solidify his spot at the World Finals. Let's hear from the champ.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, me and Brian Bain travel together all summer long, and we've been working off each other all summer to win and pushing on each other. And Brian, he's been riding hot lately, and he's been kicking butt at all these deals. And he came in, threw a good ride down, and it makes you feel a lot better. It makes you push yourself to your max and your max ability to ride. You still got to know the control of your mind to be able to still have fun and to you and the horse and do the best you can.
Bull riding is up next, and the young Amish boy, Freeman Yoder from Iowa, is getting ready to ride. He's on a hot streak, having covered 2 bulls in a row here in Louisville. But this one will be for all the marbles. Welcome back to Broadbent Arena here in Louisville, Kentucky with the National FFA Convention. We're ready for the bull riding head-to-head championship round of Day 2 in the Duel of the Dirt. Cord, give us the preview.
Well, this is going to be fun to watch. Freeman Yoder from World's Toughest against Dustin Bowen from the Pro Rough Stock Series. The only thing standing in their way are a couple of tough bulls from Three Hills, Holy Moly and Sticks and Stones.
Now, Cord, we saw these bulls in Day 1. Which one would you rather have based on what we saw?
Well, you know, there was 91 points on Sticks and Stones, but I think Holy Moly is the ranker bull. In a winner-take-all round, give me the rankest bull.
All right, let's get to the highlights. We want to show you the guys that we're trying to get here to the Wrangler Championship round. The top 4. Here's Nick Leica from Garden Valley, Minnesota on Dead and Gone.
Well, Dead and Gone kind of lost his kick there at the end and didn't help him up on the rope. But, you know, when the top 2 are come back to the championship round, I don't know that he had enough bull there to even make it back if he made the whistle. But you want to make the judges decide that. Don't do that because of a 0.
Yeah, don't take yourself out. Let's go to McKinnon Wimberley of Cool, Texas. He had Dark Vader, the bull that Dave Samsel had ridden for big points.
Well, I think Dave made a great ride on it, but this bull came back bigger and tougher with McKinnon. You know, those bulls, they're smart and they're figured out, and they like their event. They like to win. That bull is, impressive to come back ranker the second time.
No score for Wimberley. Here's the guys who got here, and this is how they did it. Freeman Yoder from Zeering, Iowa, took it to the Terminator.
Yeah, impressive ride there. He kind of had, his foot hit him in the rear there a couple times. The bull was swaying back and forth, just wanting to crap him off, you may say, and just to survive it. Good job. Way to stay on.
Good job shoving that left foot back down after he let it kind of get behind a little bit.
Bull riding is a lot of a game of corrections. You know, you've got your number 1 position that you want to hold up, and it's fighting to get back to that spot the whole time. And watch out for the fence at the end.
He did. Here's Dustin Bowen out of Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania, And he had that lucky day bull, and it turned out to be his lucky day. He won the round on this one.
It was, like I said earlier, though, I wouldn't blame it on lucky day. Blame that on skill right there. Good ride. You know, you don't have time to make mistakes on a bull like that. When he finally decides that he's going right, he is committed, got that blinker on, going fast, but no time to make mistakes, and he did finish it good. That was impressive ride.
So there's the mug shots between the two guys going head-to-head for the championship, Freeman Yoder and Dustin Bowen. Let's get to it. We're going to begin with Yoder. He's the world's toughest rider, number 13, and he's on sticks and stones.
Well, we've seen these bulls before, but, you know, they got minds of their own. It's probably the most unrehearsed sport in the world, bull riding. Oh.
Brought an 83 in here. No score here in the final round for Yoder.
Yeah, I was a little confused there because that bull kind of had his blinker on there. Why he let him beat him around there, I don't know. He kind of got his arm straight and kicked him on out of there. You know, I bet he's kicking himself there. I don't know what the rule on that bull usually does, but got to get over there.
Well, it's a no score for Yoder. And that'll take us to Dustin Bowen, and he's from Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania, and all he has to do is hang on to holy
sometimes
moly.
That's when it's the toughest one, and all you got to do is make the shot is the toughest one to ride, and he's got a bucker. Woo!
Oh, my.
Holy moly, he got his
right.
name on purpose, didn't he? That is a good bull. You know, he got his arm down and got around there, but he got in there a little deep, and when he had to get himself out, that bull just kicked him all the way from the inside all the way to the grandstands.
Well, it's a no score. The championship will be decided based on the score from the long round, and that means Dustin Bowen is going to win it anyway. 88 points from the long round. Let's hear from the champ.
Just you and the other guy just going at it. It's a really fun kind of setting, you know, to have that you don't get much in rodeo anymore these days. So it's very exciting, and then watching him go and knowing that I have to step up as well it's really exciting.
That should get him to the finals. Coming up next, the final showdown of the event, as a Montana bronc rider, Tyrell Smith, looks for another championship buckle if he can get past the man they call Heath DeMoss. Welcome back to the Broadbent Arena here in Louisville, Kentucky. We're ready for the head-to-head championship round of day 2 of the Duel in the Dirt in saddle bronc riding here at the National FFA Convention. Kelly, fill us in on the matchup.
We have Tyrell Smith and Heath Danger DeMoss. The last time Heath and Tyrell were matched up in a final round was a year ago at the 2013 Pro Rough Stock Championship.
So let's look back to last week and see how we got here. 4 riders trying to be in the top 2 for this big day today, and it was Keith Brower of Freeburg, Illinois on Black Feathers.
I really like the way this guy rides. Really classic style bronc rider. You know, the only thing that faulted him is he just didn't draw the best horse in the pen. Great start out across there, really setting his feet ahead of the horse, lifting on his rein, doing everything right. The horse just weakens right about here and just kind of cuts that score down a little bit.
Yeah, 85 points for Keith Brower. He's the #1 guy on the World's Toughest Rodeo Series. Curtis Garton on Chrome Plated of Three Hills Rodeo. Here's the guy from New Zealand, and he's had a great stretch here lately.
Well, I thought it was a great ride here. That horse kind of fading across there a little bit was giving him plenty of opportunity to have a little bit of trouble, and you couldn't even tell it until the whistle blows and he quit spurring. When that timing ended, you could tell how rough the horse really was there at the end.
Well, and you watch that left side, too. It wasn't quite getting there above that shoulder.
That judge is about 5 feet away, too.
Yeah, he had a close-up. Heath DeMoss, a Louisiana-head redneck girl, and he loved it.
Yeah, Heath Danger DeMoss comes out across there. Great start. That set up this whole ride. He held his feet until that horse broke and then just used that horse up all the way across there.
Back to timing again. There was light underneath the saddle all the way at the end, and the second he stopped spurring, the whistle blew, he got bucked off.
Well, 8 seconds came at a great time for Heath DeMoss. And then let's take a look at the guy who won the round. To get here, Tyrell Smith of Cascade, Montana, rode Reuben like it was a carnival pony.
Yeah, this horse, Kelly, give him buck of the night, and you go watch him every jump. This horse clacking him with both feet, has got the power behind it. The horse don't just have the jump, he's got the snap in there too.
That horse tried to buck him off right out of there. You know, you see right here, this horse has that big direction change. he's trying. He's stuffing those feet, trying to get him back in the front end, gets in time with the horse. You know, right there, that's what rodeo is all about, especially in rough stock, is drawing the best animal. It's all about the animal. When you can sit up and make a good qualified ride on a horse like that, you're going to win top.
That's why they call it pro rough stock.
Well, rough stock is served up hot. And Heath DeMoss, Tyrell Smith are going head-to-head right now. Heath DeMoss has got amnesia. Well, that's the horse that he's drawn, I should say.
Wake up!
Tyrell Smith has got Dixie Cup. Here we go. Let's start off with Heath DeMoss. He's the number 15 rider in pro rough stock, trying to move into the top 12.
You know, I hope all those young bronc riders are watching how, you know, a start always, you know, makes it for a good ride. He's ahead of that horse all the way across there, has feet in contact with that horse's front shoulders before the front end hits the ground, and that's what our judges are looking for. They want to see that solid, controlled spur ride.
What I like about he gets bucked off every once in a while, but every time he does make 8, the judges have got to mark him over the horse. He is just showing out.
Well, that's exactly what he did tonight. 91 big points for Heath DeMoss, and that means Tyrell Smith has got to beat that. Does he have enough horse with Dixie Cup?
Well, we'll see. You know, it's all about the start. The horse kind of got bound up in there. Looks like a little bit nicer horse to ride, going straight down the pin, doesn't have much direction change. But Tyrell, same thing, set up there, beat the horse to the ground every jump, and it's going to come down to the judges. I don't want to be a judge right now.
Well, all you can do is work with what you got, and it looked like Tyrell did a good job. Stay consistent and made the ride that he could, but now it's back on the judges.
He does a great job keeping his head down, lifting on that rein. The number 9 rider this season, he won Salina a event ago. 88 points for Tyrell Smith. 88 is a great score, but not enough to catch that man.
It's tough to think 88 loses right there.
That's pro rough stock. Yeah, Heath DeMoss has solidified a trip to the Pro Rough Stock World Finals in Rapid City. Congratulations. Let's hear from the champ.
Well, if a horse is leaning on the side of the chute or squatting or anything like that, whenever they leave there, it creates a wave, if you will, and if you lose a swell, then you got to Hail Mary it the whole time. And, you know, Dave Moorhead, he owns the horse, and he told me what kind of rein to give, and he said, not sure what she's going to do, but just cowboy up and try to do your best. That's what happened.
Still to come from here in Louisville, we'll update our Pro Rough Stock World standings and hand out the Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance Highlight and John Deere Big Buck of the Night.
There's a reason it's called rough stock. Just ask these guys. Tough, determined, not afraid of danger. I don't know about you, but I'd like to get to know them. Now you can. mastersoftheride.com. Be inspired.
Pro Rough Stock is very pleased to have a partner here at the National FFA Convention in Louisville, and it's World's Toughest Rodeo. Earlier today, we had an opportunity to catch up with their production director, Dave Moorhead, to talk more about the partnership.
It's just been very important to WTR to maintain top quality. That's why we were interested in partnering with PRS, because of their talent pool. You know, I like their judging criteria. We added some things. They added some things to our show, and I think it's just a great partnership. And if you're entertained and you have a good time, it don't matter where you live or where you're from or how you got there. If you're having fun, it's a good product for you. And that we're trying to sell fun in a Western rodeo package.
Well, Kelly, this looks like a win-win partnership.
We want to be a part of anything that increases the livelihood of those contestants. You look at there, you see those fans getting autographs from our top athletes. That's what this is all about, you know, giving back to those people that really support us going down the road.
As we get ready to leave Louisville, we have a new season leader in bareback riding, Kelly. We felt there was going to be some changes, and by golly, there was.
Yeah, Brian Bain, the B-Money B-Train, we're following him all the way up to #1 spot. I mean, massive jump. He is 830 points above Justin McDaniels. 3rd place, still hanging in there, Josie Young Gun. And then right behind him, Simron Gerke, Jared Keelon, an up and riser, and then Eric Wolford still hanging on to #6.
Gord, let's talk about bull riding, and young Dustin Bowen made a huge jump.
I think he made his mark there. Very impressive riding, but the big story is McKinnon Wimberly, Dave Samsel. McKenna Wimberly had an opportunity to put a little gap in there. The scary thing is Dave Samsel is heading into his last arena to ever ride in Rapid City, so I expect him to bear down and do his dangdest.
Lots of movement here. And the saddle bronc riding, no exception. The number 2 and number 3. We got new number 2 and number 3 riders.
Yeah, J.J. Elsher, he's still the king of the pack right now, but Curtis Garton has jumped all the way up to second place, and right behind him, Tyrell Smith. Both of these guys are on a hot streak. Now, Cole Elsher sitting there 4th, Ray Tom Myers 5th, and Jesse Williams is right in there at 6th.
Time now to hand out the awards. First of all, it's the Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance Highlight of the Night. Court, who do you have?
My cutting edge performance definitely goes to Stephen Peebles. 91.5 points in the bareback riding. Horse moves down the gate, and I mean a flawless ride. Very, very cutting edge performance on my idea.
I agree as well. There's nothing like the best ride, and there's nothing like a Kershaw. Now let's hand out the top bucking honors with our John Deere Big Buck of the Night. This award goes to the top performing animal. Kelly, who won?
Holy moly, he's won her 2 nights in a row. That bull right there has stepped up, and I think he was ranker tonight with Dustin Bowen, dusting him off in about 2.3 seconds.
Our Big Buck of the Night is sponsored by John Deere. Nothing runs like a deer. Next week, we head to Rapid City, South Dakota for the Rapid City Open. It is the final event of the regular season and the last chance for the riders to make it into the top 12 and qualify for the Rough Stock Bowl 3 in February, and it is going to be epic. Until then, for everyone who's been a part of this one, Kelly Timberman, Gordon McCoy, I'm Justin McKee. We'll see you in Rapid City.